Well, welcome back to yet another resurrection of this YouTube channel. I feel like we do this way too often. I tell you guys I'm going to make more videos, and then it's like a toxic relationship. I just ghost you. A few months later, I make another video, ask for your forgiveness, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, I'm not going to promise any future videos. I just hope this one today is very helpful for you guys. So I'm going to answer a question I get asked all the time. How do you get paying automotive photography clients? Now, there is no magic sauce or formula, but I am going to tell you guys what you can do to improve your chances of getting those clients. Let's go. All right, guys, so unfortunately, there's no one secret formula to get all the clients in the world. I wish that were the case, but I'm going to share with you guys what I've done, and hopefully it sheds some insight and helps you guys get paid for what you love to do. Now, I think what it comes down to a lot of times is photographers that shoot cars. Now, there's a difference, okay? You're either going to want to shoot bangers for Instagram, which is just a totally different style. You're basically shooting content that you hope people will like and share and get featured on big pages. Those aren't paying clients, and I honestly don't think you should waste your time too much with that. If it helps build your style and your skills, shoot it all that you can. But at the end of the day, your ideal automotive client isn't going to be car owners. Now, car owners, once they're supercar owners or they have a collection of cars, oftentimes, more than not, they're going to just think, hey, it's a privilege for you to shoot my cars. So it's weird, but they're often not going to be your big paying clients. There are the one-offs that do pay you quite well to do it, but I wouldn't go after that market. What you should focus on is the brands like, let's say, Toyota, Hyundai, Porsche. Any automotive manufacturer needs content continuously. Every year there's a new vehicle that comes out, a new model, upgrades, different style changes. They're always going to need content. So those should be the types of clients that you're interested in getting. Now, CGI has taken over a large part of like brochures and website photos for vehicles, but there's something they can never replace, and that is lifestyle content and user-generated content and just authentic photographs. There's always going to be a time and place, and those are more of an editorial purpose, but not so much like a website purpose. Now, of course, it would be nice to just go walk up to Mr. Porsche Canada and knock on their door and say, hey, I'm a photographer and I would like to shoot your products. But there's steps you need to take to get to that level. Now, the obvious thing to do is start at a dealership level. There's dealerships all over the country. No matter where you live, I'm certain there's a dealership in your area. If you live on a farm somewhere, well, sorry, you have to drive to town. Maybe go to a John Deere dealership. I don't know. But go into a dealership and not with the intent to sell them something, but with the intent to build a relationship. Now, this is what's worked best for me as I walk in, and it's really nerve-wracking the first few times, but you just introduce yourself and tell them what you do. They say that you are a photographer and you specialize in shooting automotive content. You would love the opportunity to shoot a vehicle sometime, no charge, but just to see if you'd be a good fit to work together, or if anything, it provides you with content to then build your portfolio towards an automotive manufacturer. Okay? So dealerships shouldn't be your ideal client because as nice as they are and as great people that work there, their budgets often aren't huge. They don't have a massive budget for marketing each vehicle like you think they would. And if they do have a budget, it's going to go towards advertising. So their photography and video budget is very small. But it is very, very valuable for you as a professional to use that stepping stone to get the manufacturer's client, if that makes sense. So for example, you walk into Toyota dealership, you say, hey, I would love to shoot this RAV4 or this new Tundra, anything that you can get your hands on basically. And then that's your opportunity to knock it out of the park, is that you need to come up with something that not anybody can do. Come up with a storyline, get models or friends to model. Set up like an editorial shoot, like a lifestyle photo shoot with that vehicle. Anyone can shoot a vehicle on a tripod and make it look half decent. What you're trying to show them is that you can sell the lifestyle associated with that vehicle, because every vehicle is different. The target audience for a Hyundai Elantra and a Porsche 911 are very different. So if you can set them in a position and stage them in a way that sells to that ideal demographic, they're going to love it and they're going to find lots of use from it. Okay, so now you've gone into a dealership or 10 or 20 and you've got one that says, okay, let's do this. So you get your opportunity, you do the shoot, it goes well. Eventually, if the dealership likes what they see, they might bring you on to do their social media content. I know that's what I've done in the past. And you're basically shooting for them every month with the intent of building content for their social media. This is huge. This is a good opportunity for you because every month you get to build your portfolio even more. And let's say Toyota as an example again. You're working with a Toyota dealership, you're creating content for them. Toyota Canada is seeing this because they're keeping an eye on all their dealerships. So they're going to see this content, and if it gets to a point where it's really good, their marketing department or the agency that represents them will possibly reach out to you. Another thing is if you get really close with the dealership, the general manager may help you out by saying, hey, here's some email addresses of people internally at Toyota Canada that you should reach out to and just introduce yourself. And that is very helpful because now you've got an inside person where you can say, hey, so-and-so told me to reach out. It'd be great to meet sometime. And it just creates a personal introduction as opposed to another photographer sending them a random email. All right, so you've established a portfolio. You're shooting for some dealerships. You're shooting for the odd owner, car collector, you name it. You're working on your style and you're working on your website and how it's going to be seen. The biggest thing to keep in your mind is you need patience. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a year. It doesn't happen in 2 years. Oftentimes, the most successful photographers say they didn't get their big break for 10 years. I'm not even there yet. And this is what I can tell you is that on this journey, it's really exciting because if you reach out to an agency in Toronto, for example, or New York, or wherever your big agency hub, if you reach out to them and you just say, hey, here's my automotive book of all of my photos that I've done. If you ever have a need for an automotive photographer that you need to represent, or you have a shoot that I would be a good fit for, that would be fantastic. So you send these emails. You won't hear back from any of them. Now, when you do get a reply and they say, no, it's not what we're looking for, that's a really good sign because they took the time to reply, and that just means you're not quite there yet. But they took the time to look at your photos and thought you were worthy of a reply. So although they said no, that is still huge. So take that as a win. It seems weird, but just take that no as a win and keep working harder and harder and harder. Now, another tool that I've found very useful in getting in front of these people is LinkedIn, because you can search Toyota Canada, Porsche Canada, and just find people that work in marketing roles or advertising roles, after sales, you name it. And you can just send connections, say, hey, don't be salesy again. Just send connections and then post relevant content on your feed regularly, and they'll see it. So that's a huge opportunity, and eventually, if they have a good fit for you, you might get the phone call. So that's kind of how I've been navigating towards getting the automotive manufacturer clients. And I've done a couple shoots now for Porsche Canada through an agency in Toronto, and I've been able to give proposals and quotes on a few jobs for Buick USA and Porsche Canada internal. So these are all really, really good signs that I'm on the right track. But I just wanted to help you guys get in that initial right direction, because I feel with social media these days, because people get caught up in these trendy styles on Instagram, when in reality, that's not what manufacturers or paying clients want. Now, there is a blend between the two, and I'm sure there's the exception. But overall, you don't want to get in the habit of shooting a really dark, edgy style if you're hoping to work with automotive manufacturers or dealerships or any commercial client. I hope that makes sense for you guys, and please let me know in the comments below if you guys have gotten any big automotive contracts, or let's celebrate some of your wins in the comments too. If you've been reached out to, if you've had any success stories, or how you get over that initial nervousness of walking into a dealership for the first time. Let's get a conversation going, guys. I love talking about this stuff. I hope this video helps you in one way or another, and I'm not going to promise I'm going to make any more videos, but if I do, I'll see you then, guys. Thanks so much.